Hello everybody and welcome back to the Adventures in Collecting YouTube channel, where we take a closer look at the toys we talk about on the show. And today, it has been a long time since I have gotten to open one of these, let alone this is the largest version of it I've ever got to open. So I am very excited to take a look at what is it actually standard? 22-inch long McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batmobile from the upcoming Flash movie, and this is, of course, the 1989 style, 1992 style, Burton style Michael Keaton Batmobile in the DC Multiverse line here. You can see it just taking you a quick tour of the box. On the back, we can see a picture of the Batmobile, the canopy, how Batman fits inside, all that good stuff. So, this is going to be a bit of an unusual one. So we are going to take a look at this all outside of the light box, because I don't think this is going to fit in the light box in a way that I can film it. So we're going to go old school and let's get this thing unboxed and back here in front of the camera. So let's try doing a little bit of this. And there we are out of the box. There is our Batmobile. This thing is massive. Just giving you a quick tour of the paint here. Those of you who had the Kenner one, I was expecting the shrunk to open, and it didn't. But the plastic feels very similar. When you do open it, the two wings here are loose, so you just need to snap them in. They're labeled left and right, so there's no confusion there. It's not all black, so we do have some paint hits. The tires are rubber, which is actually nice. They spin really well. We do have the gold Batman insignia here, some silver hits. As you can see, the glossy paint job, I've barely had this thing out of the box and it's picking up my fingerprints like whoa. There are pieces that move, excuse me, on the turrets here on the top. Maybe at one point these were supposed to open, but they definitely don't. They definitely don't now, but there is some movement there, so I'm thinking maybe at some point there was some engineering. We do have yellow on the front for the headlights. We got red on the back for the taillights. We've got our turbine there in the front. The silhouette is really nice. As some people have noted already, the canopy is a little bit high contour-wise, but you'll see in a minute that they needed to do that in order to get Batman in there. So, you know, it is a little bit of a change. It is picking it up on camera really, really obviously that the canopy is a different color. It's almost like a gray color. But what I will say is, nah, you know what? The more I'm looking at it, that's definitely just a different color. Kind of unfortunate. I guess, you know, I am going to say it picks it up, looking at the camera as I'm showing you this. It definitely does pick it up more on camera than it does in person. There are certain angles where like it's super obvious, but then others where it's not so much. There are also some other, you know, just kind of details around the outside of the Batmobile, little sculpt details, you know, the vents, the different modules on the car. You know, all in all, nice. We do have one action feature here, so if we press this button and hold it down, it does release the canopy, so that way it can slide forward. This does sit up if you wanted it to sit up, but it also just does slide forward, giving us a look at the inside. So on the inside here, you know, there is also a ton of detail in here. The steering wheel is locked in place. It doesn't turn, but, you know, there's actually quite a bit of deco in there. All kinds of knobs and switches are hit with silver metallic. We've got silver metallic plates to the left and right of the seat. Lots of detail in there, lots of nice detail, sculpted detail, even on the steering wheel. It's going to be next to impossible to see from here, but there is a bat insignia on the steering wheel. So this is coming in at $60. It is a huge vehicle. I would say, with the exception of the canopy being a different color, and I know you shouldn't have to repaint your toys, they should come colored appropriately. You know, for 60 bucks, this is really great. It's really great, and as you'll see in a second, it scales really nicely. Of course, with their Batman. So, you know, with the McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman, you know, he does fit in there nicely. I'm actually going to cut to one of the pictures that I was able to take. So here's a picture of Batman in there while I get him back in. But as you can see, he does fit nicely in there. He looks good like standing, looking like he's going to launch out of it too. I was able to get a picture of that as well. Nice and easy. There he is. He's in there. You know, he fits nicely in there. You have to lean his head, at least I've found. Got to lean his head forward just a teeny bit in order for the canopy to have the clearance to close. Otherwise, his bat cowl does get in the way there. But you can see, you know, he's in there. He scales appropriately with it. Looks great inside the vehicle. Again, for the price, you know, this being a $60 vehicle, there's a lot of plastic here. There's definitely a lot of value. And the good news is, so if you have a 1/12 scale Batman, like say this wonderful Bondi Tamashii Nations SH Figure Arts Batman, you know, or obviously if you have the Mezco one, or if you have, you know, NECA's 7-inch Batman as well. The good news is that this also scales really nicely with them. So the 1/12 Batman fits in here beautifully. You know, if you were fortunate enough to get the Mezco one, or, you know, in my case, I absolutely love this SH Figure Arts one. My favorite thing about this figure is the fact that it actually moves like Michael Keaton in the suit. You know, you can't articulate his neck. He has to turn his whole body. But yeah, he fits really nicely, you know, in there as well. Looks great with it. I actually would argue that the 1/12 scale Batman actually fits nicer in the Batmobile than the McFarlane one. You know, if I'm being completely honest. But yeah, he looks absolutely great in there. Also, one thing I realized as I was just kind of flipping this around is they sculpted a bat logo into the bottom. So that's kind of neat. But you can see my fingerprints are all over this thing. The plastic is very glossy. It feels actually just like the old Kenner Batmobile. I'll have to dig it out of storage and do a comparison. But yeah, this is really cool. Overall, again, for a $60 22-inch long vehicle that fits 1/12 and 1/10 scale figures, I think this thing is a beast. And the other vehicle that they put out as well for Ben Affleck's Batman, I think that thing is awesome too. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, right? So that way you don't miss videos like this when we post deeper dives into the toys that we love. While you're down there, leave us a comment. Is there another vehicle in the DC Multiverse that you would love to see them create? So far, we've seen a bunch of vehicles for Batman. We've seen Batmobile, we've seen Batmobile, we've seen a couple of Bat cycles, we've seen a couple of regular motorcycles. Maybe Lobo's motorcycle. That would be a cool one. But leave us a comment below. What do you want to see next? While you're liking and subscribing to things, make sure you follow us here at AIC_podcast on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, where we're constantly posting toy reviews, deals, availability, anything and everything that we think would help out the community. And then, of course, the podcast. So Adventures in Collecting, you can find us wherever you find podcasts. Simply search for Adventures in Collecting or hit that link in the description below, which will take you to our website, and you can find links to all of the things that I just mentioned. And as always, want to get nuts?